Don't go anywhere, folks. We're back for the SMX Insider post-race show here on Peacock and the SuperMotocross Video Pass. Crowd over here at the podium, they want to soak in the celebration. There's a lot more celebrating to do. Championship shirts this time. It's Jet wearing Hunter's championship shirt, where we saw Hunter at Unadilla. Oh, they got Chance Hymas back at the races, the teammate. He's out injured right now, but he is a factory Honda HRC rider. Haven't seen him in a while. Let's get more podium 450 stories, including Chase Sexton's side of it from Jason Thomas. Let's head down.
Well, Chase, you threw everything at it. Gave it everything you had. You should hold your head up high. That was a heroic effort. You guys were absolutely gone from everybody else, and I know it's not what you wanted, but it was a very, very respectable season.
Yeah, it was. I feel like, obviously, Jet, I feel like upped the game a little bit, and I had to play catch-up when I came back to Red Bud, and I feel like I've been getting better, but I think Jet has also gotten better. So for me, go back to work, and you haven't seen the last of me winning. We got some exciting things in the future, and looking forward to these next 3 races. And yeah, I'm excited for SMX, but really excited for the future.
Well, you get to reset here. You're the #1 seed going into the SMX playoffs, and you are our reigning Monster Energy Supercross champion, so a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back on that Supercross bike. I think I really excel just with my technical type of riding in Supercross, and I'm ready to go. So we got some work to do. Go back these next 2 weeks, put our head down, and we'll see you guys in North Carolina.
See you in Charlotte.
Chase started this run of Honda dominance, breaking that curse. They had not won a 450 title in nearly 20 years. He did it in 450 Supercross in the Monster Energy Supercross Championship. Jet and Hunter did their job, 250 East and West in Supercross, and now Jet and Hunter have won 450 and 250 motocross. No team has ever won all of these titles in the same year until now, and to think how hard Honda worked only to come close and not get it done over and over. Shout out to everyone involved with that effort, all the way up to Bill Savino and Brandon Wilson, the executives over there who helped oversee this. Great job, boys. Now we'll send it back for the very popular Aaron Plessinger.
Well, AP, I don't think there's any doubt about who the fan favorite is. We all wanted to see you on the podium. You were here last year. The fans are going crazy. Walk us through your race. That second moto was an incredible ride.
Yeah, man. Second moto, I don't know what it is about these second motos. But I ride way better in the second moto than I do the first one, so I got to figure out the first one and then, come back for SuperMotocross. But man, I heard these fans all the way around the track. It was so cool, and this being my home race, yeah, it's awesome. But it was a good season, I feel like I left some on the table with all those crashes that I had beginning of the season, but I rebounded, we came back, and these guys got the bike working really, really good. And, man, I just got to give it up to the whole team, KTM, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, my mechanic Jade, Thor, Alpine Star, 100%, Ethica, my whole family, Alden Baker, the Baker's Factory, everybody down there. And, yeah, man, these fans, man, I got to give it up to them again. It's pretty cool seeing this being up here, and then yeah, I'm ready for SMX. Bring it on.
Great job. Go celebrate with them. They love you.
I just want to sit back and watch this action right here. Oh, they got the big head there of Aaron Plessinger. Again, this is the closest race to his home. We've been talking quite a bit about SMX. You said you saw Sexton say, or I guess heard Sexton say, that you have not seen the last of him winning. Here are the final standings going into the playoffs. The points reset means that Sexton, who had the most combined points at Supercross and Motocross together, will begin the playoffs with 25 points. Plessinger will begin with 22nd. He was second best this year, combining both championships. Jet Lawrence will start third ranked. He will start 5 points behind Sexton and 2 points behind Plessinger when these playoffs begin. And for Adam Cianciarulo to have done this by simply showing up and scoring points week in and week out, he was the 4th best rider when you combine both series together. That's exactly what an Adam Cianciarulo fan would have wanted to see. We'll get Ken Roxon back for the playoffs. He is 8th going in. Freddie Noren, Grant Harlan, those are the guys that really focused on that, knowing there was a lot of money on the line for those level of riders that don't make the huge salaries. Time Master pulls into the playoffs 14th. And look at that. Josh Hill scored 2 points in this moto, and he's in the playoffs guaranteed. And we have Josh Hill with JT.
Well, that's right, Josh Hill. You drove a long way to be here, but you got your job done. You will be seeded 20th into the SMX playoffs. And yeah, just tell us about your day. No, I don't think many people expected here, but here you are.
I try not to tell anybody because then I was hoping the competition wouldn't show up that were battling with me. But no, it was awesome. We got done with the big hill jam. I spent about 7-8 weeks in equipment pushing dirt. Had a big fun hill climb, free ride, pit bike event. Grabbed my childhood buddy Zach, and we drove across the country, hit a couple of free ride spots, and showed up and tried to get it happen.
Well, you're going to be seated now 20th in Charlotte, so we'll see you in a couple weeks, and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you to Monster Energy, Mountain Motorsports, Fox Racing, Hampton Restoration, and can't wait to see you guys.
Pretty cool. I mean, Josh Hill's been around a long time. You were his teammate. You raced with him. Still at it.
Yeah,
cool.
No, super good. Good person, good guy. I think he's a dad now, or looking like it. But for sure, just after the injury, to come back here and fight, and I got to know Josh personally. He stayed at my house. He was my teammate for a while. So happy to see that. And I mean, it just shows how much all these guys care about racing and how important this motocross, this playoff thing is important to him. So.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays his cards right, I mean, at minimum, he's probably looking at 25 to 30 grand. Worst case scenario in the playoffs, if you get 22nd, which is last in points, that's $25,000. And there's a couple grand even for last place each weekend at the races. There's Dad, Darren Lawrence, talking to Jet. Got the undefeated season, 100% goggles there.
So awesome. You know, what's cool, when you talk about family, the first thing Jet mentioned was his brother, and he just went undefeated. And that just shows you how close they are as a family. And I'm sure Hunter feels the same way. So really special what we just saw. We witnessed history.
Hey, you never know. We'll go into next season talking about, at least in this sport, in motocross, the win streak would continue. Could be Hunter the one that might have to beat him to end that. Really interesting how that's going to play out. They should be head-to-head again next year on 450s. And our trophy ceremony is over. We're going to go down to JT.
Well, I am with the father of the hour here, Darren Lawrence, and everyone I talk to, whether it's your two sons or anyone around you, always says, nah, Dazzy, he just hides his emotion. You'll never know what he's thinking. But I'm going to ask you anyway. This has been a tremendous year for you. We've all heard about the sacrifices you made to get your two boys to this moment right here. Yep. Just tell us your thoughts as you entered the day and now after everything's been accomplished.
Yeah, it's good just to practice your craft during the week and then they get executed on a Saturday. So I got to take my hat off to my boys because they've executed and did what they had to do every time on a Saturday. So it's really, really proud of them and their work ethic and what they've done. So, but it's a weird feeling because you're just used to going home and working again, you know, and now you're like, crap, we actually done it. We finished. So now it's like, all right, and then we'll go back through and preview all that race stuff and look at what we did not good and where we can improve, I guess. So I'm, like the wife says, I'm a bit of a workaholic. I struggle to just relax.
Well, those two guys are champions today, but anybody knows that it takes an entire family to win something like this. So congratulations, you're a winner too today.
Thanks, JT. Thanks, everybody.
And a shout out to Emma, mom. I think I did see that she is here today as well. Tate, their other brother. Unbelievable. We told the story a lot this year, the journey from really an impossible dream to think that he could even get to the United States to even have a shot at this, let alone to have this level of success. And then, I mean, level of success of winning races and titles is one thing. Both titles in the same year and perfect season for Jet. I mean, that is completely and totally off the charts.
Yeah, and super special as they all getting up on the podium. But yeah, I mean, you heard his dad right there. You know, he doesn't have a championship t-shirt on. You know, he's kind of back and he's like, yeah, I'm happy, you know, but I'm used to going back and be like, okay, what we need to do better. But I liked what he said, and that's what when I met him, he reminded me of my dad. But he talks about the kids, like they did it, you know, and you know, he's a really good you know, person allowing those kids, letting them do their job and hiring the right people around them, and that's why they're so successful. So it's not him, as we as a team and family first, and that's what you see.
That backdrop that's signed by the winners every week will be auctioned off, and the money will go to Road to Recovery. So you could have that thing in your garage, or if you get a really big man cave, and it is signed with the winner of every race. Let's give you the 250 highlights from the Ironman National. Hunter Lawrence on the precipice of a championship at this Tucker Freightline Ironman National. He just needed to either win this moto or have solid finishes throughout the day to get it done. But what we didn't expect was this. Ryder DiFrancesco gets the whole shot. That's not a huge surprise. But this whole thing turns crazy title-wise in turn 2.
Yeah, big pile up, and which would caught Hunter Lawrence, but also caught Justin Cooper up as well. And we saw Hunter say after the race that he saw the 32 down on the ground. So I think his whole day was dictated off of what Justin was doing in the race circumstance, and I think it allowed him to be able to ride this thing out. But I don't know if anybody was going to beat Joe Shimoda today, as we were watching Tom Vial get past Ryder D, which got another great start, the second moto, and rode really good today, but Joe Shimoda was on a different level as well.
Yeah, he was in third. Vial takes the lead from DiFrancesco. Here comes Shimoda by DiFrancesco to take over second, with Vial just ahead. And Joe was just on his game today. Yeah, Joe was on his game. He set up a nice inside-outside pass, and then he did the same thing to Tom here. Just had the flow. I mean, like we said, it's probably one of the first races of the year. He's went 1-1. Maybe it's the first time in his career, but he just looked like he was in the zone. Everything was happening, and nobody. Levi threw everything in the kitchen with him, but nobody was catching Joe today. No, so there it is. Moto number 1 is going to go to Joe Shimoda. But the bigger story is the fact that with Justin Cooper in the back, there was very little chance that anyone could stop Hunter Lawrence from wrapping up this title early here in Moto 1. He was able to battle his way all the way back from that near pile up for him to 5th, and that was more than enough to win the 250 motocross title. The only problem was he didn't exactly know where the map was, so he was more questioning as he came across the line than celebrating. He still had a little work to do with Moto number 2. He wasn't really in it for the win this time. It was the Kawasaki's up front again. Another hole shot for DiFrancesco, and Levi Kitchen also riding well on this. Yeah, Levi rode really good, and a nice bounce back recovery, more like he did that first practice today. But just as the first moto, Levi was able to get around Joe in the beginning part of the race, and almost looked like maybe he was going to do what he's done at a couple races like Red Bud this year, be able to walk away. But it was Joe time today. He was able to get back around Levi and then also go after his teammate, which was another hole shot with Ryder D. He rode really good, but Joe was coming through. Again, he had the lines and you know, made his way around everybody, and that's the last they saw him. Yeah, and DiFrancesco, there's one jump that gave him a problem on this track right here. Yeah, he got past there by a few people. Justin Cooper got him by. He struggled there all day long, and I wonder if it's something that maybe he crashed there, because you can tell as he's going up this jump, he feels a little a little timid on that thing. So, you know, as you see Justin Cooper go by him, but actually what I pointed out between motos that Ryder D was the fastest guy in the 250 class overall lap time, so his pace was really good. And this was a tough break for Austin Faulkner. Made his way up in the playoffs. Looked like he got up in that top 30. I'm not sure where he finished at, but that was a tough hit. Luckily, he was able to get up. He knocked the wind out of him, but good to see Joe Shimoda, and congratulations, Mick Payton and Pro Circuit to get a victory. Yes, 1-1 on the day for Joe Shimoda, and here's why it's significant. Kawasaki had not won a race all year in either class, indoors or out. That had not happened since 1981. It didn't happen this year. They got a win right here at the end. Here's Hunter Lawrence. He cruised the entire second moto because he already had that national championship wrapped up, and then he finally got to let the emotions loose. Beautiful. Yeah, well-deserved. Had a 30-minute victory lap, pretty much. And there's the Gary Jones Cup with all the names of all the former champions of that class. They'll add Hunter's name to that and the AMA National #1 plate. Here are today's race results. Shimoda with a 1-1. Deegan said he was sick today, but he ends up second overall. Vial completes his first year of motocross in the U.S. third. Cooper and Lawrence were 4th and 5th. Here are those final series standings. Lawrence with the title over Justin Cooper, who ends up second again in this championship. That's happened to him before. 1 year behind Jet Lawrence back in 2021. Joe Shimoda ends up third, only 6 points off of Cooper. Hayden Deegan ends his rookie year in 4th. Kitchen, Vial-Volan, Hampshire, Swoll, and DeFrancesco are your top 10 for the year. Now this is cool because we're able to stay on with our SMX Insider post-race show. We get to show you some of the awards that you don't normally get to see on TV. We got some postseason awards. We did already give Hayden Deegan the Marty Smith Rookie of the Year award, but we've got a few others, and hey, they're painting the podium red both indoors and out this year. So let's get to more hardware for Team Honda. Here's JT.
Well, the awards just keep on coming here, so I am here to present the Manufacturer of the Year award to Honda HRC's Brandon Wilson. Brandon, congratulations, one heck of a year.
Thanks a lot. It's been an absolutely magical year for Honda. So proud. We've gotten this award before, but to do it the way we did this year is just such a testament to all the work all these guys do. It's just absolutely amazing year.
Well, don't go anywhere. We have another one, which is going to be the Team of the Year, and going to hand you that as well. And there's just going to be more and more coming. When you win every title, things like this happen. You win every award we have to give. So congratulations on Team of the Year as well.
Thank you. It's, again, just absolutely magical year. I think we all knew that we had a great team this year. Awesome riders, awesome staff. I think we knew things could go well, but I don't think any of us ever dreamt that it would be like this. Just absolutely amazing.
Great job. And next up, Lars Lindstrom with Team Manager of the Year. Lars, come on up. I know it's a shock. I know it's a shock that you'd win something like this after you guys swept everything. But seriously, great job. I appreciate all of your generosity and insight throughout the year you've shared with all the fans at home watching, and most importantly, great job with your team. You guys won everything.
Yeah, like Brandon said, it's been an unbelievable year. I mean, how can I ever top this in my own career? It's only downhill from here, right? So it takes the incredible riders we have, the great team we have, and an awesome motorcycle in 250 and the 450 for Honda. And I'm just so proud to be able to be put in this position. So thankful to Brandon and the rest of the guys at Honda to me in this position. I love it. I lived Honda my whole life. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And speaking of those motorcycles, the men that work on these nonstop, the 250 class champion mechanic award for 2023, Hunter Lawrence, please present it to your mechanic. Camera.
It's to the best looking mechanic of the year as well. It's my boy.
Let's go. Hey, how's it going? Pumped. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, team, for accepting us, for having us. Jet, congratulations on a perfect season. And let's take some more. So, what do we got? SuperMotocross next? Let's go.
We sure do. And we're going to move on to Jet. And somewhere around here we have a 450 Mechanic of the Year award. And if I can find Jet, whereas I'm sure everybody's, there he is. He can present this award to his mechanic, Christian Ducharme. Where's old Christian at? There he is. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank you. It's been definitely a year of dreams. Definitely a season of it. Definitely the best summer you could probably ever ask for. You know, especially see if we can ever repeat it. But once in a life is probably good enough for anyone.
Well, it's getting a little champagne-ish down here, but seriously, congratulations to all of you guys, and we have a question. Jet, tell us a little bit about what your mechanic means. You guys have been together for quite a while now, and you guys don't do a lot of losing together so far.
I mean, he's been there from day one since I've been to America. He's been awesome. He's family to me. He puts in just as much work into the bike as I do as training. So, I mean, he's an awesome human being. We fit good together, and I don't think anyone else could beat him in a mechanic thing. So, but no, he's an awesome mechanic to me. Been an awesome friend, family. He's this an awesome guy on this planet. There needs to be more people like him, actually.
Well, congratulations. I know it's been a big day for you, and go celebrate with the team.
Yeah, all the awards going to Honda. Team of the Year, Team Manager of the Year, Mechanics of the Year, but that's what happens when you win all the titles. Okay, Jet threw his goggles into the crowd. We're going to show you. We had a rider or a young man on the podium sitting on Jet's bike, threw the goggles in there. Let's find out what happens here.
He gets trampled.
Jet's watching this. Jet grabbed the kid that grabbed the goggles. Oh, yeah. And then he gets to go on the podium with him. That's the kind of person that Jet Lawrence is. We've seen quite a bit of that this year. I remember at, I think it was Denver Supercross. He actually came out for opening ceremonies with someone from the Make-A-Wish Foundation with him on his shoulders. So he got beat up getting those goggles, but he got to go to the podium.
As I said on my show, Jet for president. That's why you got to kiss babies and win races. Dominant out here, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's give you the 450 highlights from the Ironman National. It was all on the line for Jet Lawrence, the perfect season, even though the championship was wrapped up. And Chase Sexton there on the left is definitely going to be the rider to watch and try to knock that off. But an unbelievable start for Jet in Moto 1.
Yeah, they're pretty much the opposite of what we're going to find out in number 2. Chase lined up next to him, and it was thinking that maybe this could be something. They lined up, but Jet executed that start. And he led every lap today, pretty much. AP rode really good in the beginning part of the race, and Chase had some a great opening couple laps out there. He was able to close in on Jet, but also make his way around a couple of the guys. But then once he got into second place, that's pretty much where he kind of ended at all day long.
Yeah, here's the pass on Plessinger to get into that second place spot. It wasn't a great start for Sexton. So excellent job, as you mentioned, rallying to get to the number 2 spot and then try to apply some pressure, and he did for the first 10 minutes or so of the moto. A couple other battles to watch. Dylan Ferrandis over jumping, doesn't care. He needs to make the pass on Jason Anderson.
Yeah, great pass. I was looking forward to these battles because these two guys, they ride the same. They're both really hungry, and Dylan was on a roll at that point. He said he's been under the weather like myself. You can hear my voice, but good ride. But 20 times before, this is number 21 to Jet Lawrence winning the race.
Yeah, this time Lawrence is able to pull away from Sexton, Moto 1, to get that victory. But the real pressure was on in Moto 2, and it was almost ruined right there.
Yeah, I mean, for Jet to be able to stop and stay focused, he did the same thing at Washougal, which is incredible. There's a lot of stuff going on, and the fact that even Chase had a better jump to him, and he executed and made that pass, and he went from almost dead last in the back to in the lead here in 2 corners. And as we're watching Dylan Ferrandis take a big hit right here, didn't finish the race, but yeah, Jet was up front, and that's where he needed to be at, and that's where he stayed.
But this time Sexton kept it a lot closer. You see Ferrandis out of that moto. Hopefully he's okay. Sexton stayed in it the whole time, and the gap never got to more than about 4 seconds. At one point it was down under 2. Mistake from Jet off the track.
Yeah, Jet gets cross-rutted and had a big moment, and at that point, that's where Chase was. He had about a 4-second lead. It looked like Chase was kind of throwing in the towel a little bit, and that mistake allowed Chase to get back in. But then the very next lap, he literally does the same thing as Jet. That was a tough, fast section. Didn't look like they lost too much time to each other, but that was a close call by both of those guys.
Sexton kept the heat on the entire time. Jet had to be dealing with incredible nerves and pressure, which he admitted the nerves were sky high, as was the heart rate to finish it off. He joins the Immortals, 22-0. He has done it, and most incredibly, he has done it as a rookie, which no one has ever done. And here's the celebration.
Yeah, launched the bike, slammed the goggles, whatever that was, you know, but great, man. What a great day. What a great year from Honda. I remember last year when Ken Roczen and Chase Sexton, they went 1-2 at Paula.
Yeah, they dominated.
Honda was celebrating. You give a fast forward a year, so that ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's a lot better when you're celebrating at the final round than winning the opening round. But credit to Sexton, he's a big part of this as well, because he won that Supercross championship and ended the curse. I don't really believe in that kind of stuff, but some people do, and I guess if you do, you say that opened up the floodgates for this when he got that title in Supercross. He's second overall today with the 2-2. Plessinger third, Anderson, Cianciarulo top 5 on the day. Shout out to Dylan Wright, the Canadian, for finishing up in 8th today with 8-9 scores. And that was really cool to see him come down. Another feather in the cap for Honda. They dominated the championship in Canada this year with Wright as well. More scenes down on the podium. All the Honda folks there. What's really cool about the way Honda structures their management, you know, we talked about Lars had come up as a practice bike mechanic all the way to team manager. But I mentioned Brandon Wilson and Bill Savino, who are some of the executives here. They've worked nearly every position in this company. Oh, here we go.
Pay attention to that. That's what you're going to see next year. They'll be head-to-head, too.
So the point I'm making here is whether you're the Lawrence brothers and the family or Lars or anyone else in Honda, it started from the bottom. Now we're here. I mean, this was not guaranteed, and that to me was the difference. We all knew that you and Ricky Carmichael were destined for greatness. Maybe not perfect seasons because we had never seen that kind of thing before. But we all knew that if everything went right, you guys could do amazing things. For Jet Lawrence, who in America was not 6-7 years ago even on the radar, to get to this level as a rookie, it's really unbelievable. And the craziest part is this could just be the beginning of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this transition from 250 to 450 has been a stepping stone. That, I mean, we knew he'd be good on 450, but I think it's brought out another level of him. He wasn't even this dominant in Supercross, 4 months ago. So
or 250 motocross.
And 250 motocross last year. So I mean, I think he's won more races this year than he did probably in all 250 class. So I look forward to watching the challenge. I mean, at this point, I mean, Chase Sexton, I know it was going to be a tough day for him. I heard it in his voice after that first moto, like he didn't really have an answer, and even that second one. So luckily for him, there might be some things that are changing around him, give him some new hope. But I'm telling you right now, these boys got their work cut out for him, because I believe this kid out there we just witnessed is going to be, he's for real.
Yeah, it is a total package, no doubt about it, and he's only 20 years old. It's going to be hard to knock him down, but they'll have a chance coming up real soon, because unlike any other season where this would have been the finale for motocross, we have playoffs coming up. Race Day Live will kick it off, our first ever playoff race, Supermotocross World Championship, fueled by Monster Energy, 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Peacock. Dan Hubbard and Ryan Villapoto with the analysis of qualifying there. Our pre-race show for the actual racing at 2:30, and then we'll be racing at 3 o'clock for round 1 at Charlotte. That is on September 9th. So playoffs. I mean, look, I could bring you in as the expert analyst, but no one's ever seen this before. We don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I expect some good racing, and the one thing with this this new format is that, a lot of things they'll carry over from like guys like Jason Anderson and Justin Barcia. Like they'll live off of the success of what they've done and move forward and might do well in that playoff system. But no matter what happens with Jet Lawrence during the playoffs, although I think he's probably gonna have a good shot at winning this thing, just the momentum. It's gonna be hard to stop him no matter what happens for next year. But that being said, we are going to a format that is new to everybody, and it gives everyone a chance. So, like I said earlier, don't be surprised if Justin Barcia or Jason Anderson comes out as your victor or champion, or even Chase Sexton for that fact. I'm looking forward to it, I'm telling you. Last time I was at Chicago, I was upside down up on my little four-wheel truck, so I got to get some redemption. But, yeah, in 2 weeks in Charlotte, it's on.
Yeah, we'll be there. The three of us will be in the booth, me, James, and Ricky Carmichael. We'll have the whole cast, everyone involved, to try to push this series and sport to another level. That'll include Jason Thomas there at the playoff races. But, JT, I'll send it back to you one more time here. What's happening down trackside?
Well, as we exit this Pro Motocross Championship and look forward to the SMX playoffs, I am just so optimistic about the future of the sport, not only over the next 3 races, but years to come. When you look at the 250 class, Hayden Deegan has emerged as the next contender, because Hunter Lawrence will graduate to the 450 class, and someone will have to step up, and Hayden Deegan looks primed and ready going into his 2nd year. And then the 450 class, as these riders get older, the Eli Tomacs and the Cooper Webbs, you wonder who's going to step up, who is going to be that guy. Well, we got that answer. We got the answer in the name of Chase Sexton and Monster Energy Supercross. And oh boy, did we get Jet Lawrence this summer. So the future looks so bright. I'm so happy to be a part of it. And yeah, tune in, because we're going to have some great racing for years to come.
Thanks, JT. Great job reporting from the racetracks all summer long and helping out on Monster Energy Supercross as well. Like I said, we're not done. The playoffs begin September 9th in Charlotte, then Chicago September 16th, and Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on September 23rd. But we are 44 motos in the books between the 2 classes of Pro Motocross, the 52nd championship. We had the 50th anniversary, but if you actually count the first year, it's the anniversaries and birthdays are different. And this is really one for the record books to see what the Lawrence brothers and Team Honda are able to do. Never seen 2 brothers sweep it, but it's not over. But it's really been fun. And you know what? I will say last year we did some real experimentation on this TV show. You and JT got a chance to break in. It's really been fun having you guys on board.
No, I appreciate that, Jason. I tell you off camera all the time, like, professional. You make it a lot easier for me to come in here and, you know, everybody, the whole TV crew, Bondo, all you guys, I appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully we continue doing this more in the future. But, dude, I mean, this guy right here, he's the champion in my book in this deal.
That's all right. I mean, you're James Stewart. I don't need to give you any more accolades than you got. You got the perfect season, the last one until now. That's not bad, and you're not too shabby here in the booth. Okay, it has been a phenomenal season. Also, thanks to Ricky Carmichael and Will Christian for joining us throughout the year as well. For James Stewart and Jason Thomas, I'm Jason Wygant. We'll give you some of the highlights of what has been a spectacular Pro Motocross season to wrap up this SMX Insider post-race show, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in Charlotte. Time to go racing in Hangtown. RJ Hampshire starts the year with a moto win. But Jet Lawrence is going to do it. Fastest qualifier, 2 hole shots. Jet Lawrence goes 1-1 in his 450 debut. Shimoda has gone down to the last lap. And a bunch of riders collide. Huge wreck going into turn 1.
Once this guy got out front, he never looked back. Jalik does above his scrub, almost takes out little Johnny.
Huge pile up around the outside. Oh, no, he gets stuck. And Jet Lawrence wins Hangtown.
You never give up, you never give in, you never stop for a second for it all to sink in. Keep up pushing till the ready and wake up. Superheroes flying in to save the day.
He had to pass his competition to win, and he did it.
Crash, boom, bang. You'll never hear it with the head stuck in the sand. Cause they fear it till the setback. Till they're out of the way, push the rest aside till only you remain.
And Lawrence has gone down. Roxon's in the lead. Oh, disaster strikes with a lap and a half to go. His bike lets go.
Yeah.
And now the points lead's gone as well.
Smoked it.
And then he goes down. Another 1-1 sweep for Jet Lawrence. Hampshire to the lead. Incredible effort for Hampshire to dig out this moto win. Once again, the Lawrence brothers are going to sweep it. Hunter wins the 250s. Jet on top.
Take it to the top. Nowhere just can't stop. Gonna win the game this time.
The streak continues.
Be the champion. Be the only one. We are never back out.
And Jet, a phenomenal jump out of the gate. Deegan wins his first pro race. Joe Shimoda wins his first moto of the season. And the perfect season continues for Jet Lawrence. Hunter Lawrence wins and takes a massive step to the 250 championship. Jet Lawrence wins the race and with it, the 450 National Motocross Championship. The perfect season for Jet Lawrence.